Thou thief, come to a group. He is not allowed. I am indeed small and helpless. Your eyes are so good. Ling Fan's hands trembled excitedly, and he came to a wave of stability against a face of digging and digging. I love your old boss so much. It is a demon. Looking at Ling Fan with a look of subwaiting, there is no red cloud on his face. He bows his head slightly, and his two hands have nowhere to visit. Wait for me to save you. Zero is not a smile. Moonlight summer, he himself feels. The smile is endless. Follow the prompts to expose the man. Crawl out of the corner in 3 or 2. A few hooks and fires are not far away. A group of half-in soldiers. Enjoying an unknown emaciation. I didn't notice it. A certain dead stand. Elite Centaur builders. Level 13. HP. 3,500. 3,500. Attack. 1,200. Skill. Bumpo design. Elite monsters health. Low normal monsters are several times higher. Attack power is also greatly increased. Players in their 20s. Non-elite players enter. Miserable dungeon, I'm afraid it's hard to deal with a single mob. Deputy 3rd Regiment, Fireball Huawei Ekam. 300 meters away. Half of the first person won the ground to unfold the set of 125. Vice 1,350. Vice 1,350. The four-headed centaur Genie Gui was mixed over and over again. Lasts for 3 seconds. Some reluctantly burned them to death. You killed the golden young centaur. Earned 300 gold and silver points. She killed. Zero and Terraflexion is a sight to behold. Kim Yunggao gets experience. Li is more than 3 times taller. It's really worthy of the difficulty of this copy at this stage. The warning horn after the chaos came to mind. Stone applied a huge presuppose and began to fight back. Lin Liqian came towards him urgently. Lin Fan's face was calm. Fire magic spews out a new staff. The 2 winged chains of giant shield are layered in the depths and on the top of the head. The advice fell low on it. Failed to pose a threat to him. Cool to death. Become a god's domain humanoid bubble table. Isn't it? Lin Fan Ha is all. Ping, A makes quick attack. Advance the approaching pretending to be a soldier. Turn to ashes. Boom. Earthly giant thugs came. Lin Fan was attacked by a deep sneak attack. This is a group of berserk minotaurs who are fighting against the tutu rabbits. The amount of blood is 5,000. The cow went to the ground. Sunk in earth and fly to the ocean. Earth makes waves rate. As a result, there was no return to zero. Behind the 6 stars is Huton. 4-headed assholes. Wrapped his whole body in. Is completely 5 brains and does hurt. Not a drop of blood was lost. Only the number of Huton rate points popped up on the head. Fire magic has been operating for 4 years, half selling people, and more than being arrogant. A dozen horselets. Stamped on his head. Down to halt. Gather the door and send the item to the door. Seeing a knife, Huton's army column shattered. Zero anti-message. Add another knife to safety door. Divine Langton's skill is perfectly in harmony with his blue man attributes. The monster that rushed for a day has long been out of position. What is it to ruin the gang with more than 10,000 blue amounts? Calculator, who stands in mutual training. Lai Ange will earn cold blood time. Use bottle A to trigger the Minotaur warrior after the celestial service skill slowly melts the amount of blood. Lun Fan entered the camp from the half-old foot. Rush all the way to the end of the ink. There was a lot of camp on the ground. That's the good thing about elite dungeons. All the difficulty is high. However, the probability of dropping thin is also much higher than that of the outside. Especially the Minotaur elite warriors. Substance monsters can produce a piece of blue equipment. Directly to the Zero Fan to turn a cat. Minotaur warrior leg chair. Quality, confirmation, level, stone, class, warrior, physical defense. 32 magic resistance. 32 sensitive intercept clothing flash coin rate clothing. The bull-headed warrior head past the quality of the shock. Pathetic hobbies. In fact, it is a special session for warrior equipment. Almost all of the pieces that fell were warrior armor. There are many professional players of God's Cloud warriors. Actual blue gear at this stage. 5,000 pieces of piece-announced British ball. And the actual surprise should be the copy in and out of the equipment. Even if you don't have hero gear. With Su chirality. Each piece has a rare special stat bonus. It can be the most cost-effective armor for the warrior profession. Zero Fan got rid of the strange changes and changed, and walked away. From the white grassland, he killed 3 more scholars. Pulled a monster all the way to the Dpo opens up. Soon, 200 elite monsters were dealt with in a rare number. Zero Fan sat outside next to a secret plan. Michelle. Restore more than 10,000 Blumets. It's still a little less. Say it. It's only been 20 minutes before Lan Liang is about to build a bottom. Yun Fan shook his head lately. Men are infinitely obsessed with things that are always big. Of course, Shinbar. That's just that. Let those so-called first termists be heard. Orphan mothers have begun to plan for the phenomenon. But to kill him won't. Odd. Why didn't Ivia's equipment be reported? Yun Fan paused do. Mu Guang fell on the talk. Could it be? It's all about reporting death. Distance. A body. Sprinkle it into a dry and cool cow's head. I'm gonna talk about the silver singing led by hand dance. Modi. As soon as it arrives, the art capsule goes straight to the sky. A hollow area appeared in the sky. The gate of the Buddha was opened. Minotaur waist. Level 15. HP. 8,000. 8,000. Attack. Skill. The port is a zero host. May not be able to deal with it. Other to convene a right have come to help. Refuse. The system prompts you to talk out. 0 bounce waistband. G Hill Minotaurs. West for Wasteferus. It's difficult for him. In knowing the skills. With attack patterns. Also. Holy Saints. Protective case. Not a big problem. But this will be a mess. The copy of column. The real highlight. I the boss. The Queen of Dark Elves. Please interrupt the Minotaur Blackwaste County process within a minute. Failure to do so could be catastrophic. You hear a system prompt. Zero Fan didn't react for a long time. He knows to turn on and hide. The method of the violent death of a town. Actually, you don't have to do anything. It only needs to be supported to the black waste of the Minotaur to complete the county level. Zhao swapped with the Night Elf, Kunjuk. And now reminiscing. Once done in player seeds 20 episodes. Enter the quest for bullhead ball length. It will not be fresh again. Subsequent hidden. The violent death is even more incomprehensible. So there are many players in the past. All missed hidden samadhi. At that time, Ling Fan naturally ignored it. The reason why many players don't notice this. In fact, everyone is accustomed to respecting the prompts of the system for tasks. A lot of mission details were omitted. A minute later, the Ministry of State flags. Blue light blindness farmers built the entire sky above the table. By the shadow of the fire from the General Rees elf. Flew out of the space column. Dark Elves. Level 15 HP 300,000 and 300. Attack damage 50. Skills. Dark Flash, Slippery Mutation. It's a finger on the wrist. The machine has 8 dark spirits the size of a card. 2 pairs of transparent wings on their backs. Looks harmless. This mob is a bit rare. Yun Fanzhou is a heavy beauty, a vigilant ding, a dark elf with only 300 blood points. It's not because of anything else, these little things look weak. In fact, the skill is very light. In addition to the offensive skill Dark Flash, the slippery skill. It's that if you get fatally wounded, you will repay it. The reach and power are enough to make a small pair of does. Mutation skills are when the number of elves is reduced to a certain number. All dark elves will mutate en masse. Familiarity and Sand Road meet the riot for several generations. Compared to mutation skills, Yun Fan was more worried about these little things. Even if it supports Dark Wisdom Gold 0, gather together and explode. Even if Ling Fan can Zhao Huan, he can play 9 sides and fight each other. It may not be able to resist the Lord. Gap to the breath of the adventurer. Dark Wisdom Gold issued a monitoring strategy. Began to fly toward 0. Dozens of flashes of light and darkness come and go. 0 mortal hands RA. The two-faced sheep stopped in front of him to resist. Kung Fu between turns. The first-faced Yongtan military column exploded. The second side is also about to be pierced. Dark Wisdom Gold in a normal state is 0. The attack power is not high. But there are just too many. Silver Gap burn attack. It can hit quite exaggerated values. In more loot than me. Infan calmly followed car. It's 2 sides again. The opportunity to connect the chain continues to help the Dark Gold chain area. The 6 League star layer flashed in front of him. Connect the fireball to break through the sky and move towards the mob dense area. A large area of concealed gold chains is late. Not enough has not gone away. Should have focused on the small body. Begin to swell Darby. Boom, a pitch drop. Infan was threatened by a wave of chi and turned over first. Use a new rod to make it on the ground. Only that he's crispy. You. What bullet is this? 0 stared at the blurry clouds that were rising not far away. Can't help progress. 1. Miserable copy. High levels. The district executive office that can clear customs at the time of the previous period can be used. Most of the players didn't even see the newspaper in person. I'm afraid I've already died in this exaggerated report. Fortunately, he has grown long enough. Hurry up and distance yourself. Continue to cast the spell bubble macro into the zero group. You killed the dark elf. Or go to the experience home doctor. Because Ling Fan is a little powerless. I thought these little punches. At least 15 episodes. Even if it's bubble ash. You can also rush up a lot of experience. As a result, a little experience is given. Dio clicked also noted. Dark Soul of Kinsan. Can't even give. Malphite is it. Fishy is what? Other words. This is not a monster's rice chip. It's not even a fire creature. It's a complete sale. He has no brains to brush up on the idea of a soul. Zero complicated side play and retreat. Explosion life and death are more than suitable. The number of dark warp spirits. But instead of decreasing, it had increased. Seeing that the blue moon is shining and the moon is low. Once it is impossible to change out of the house. He barely survived. But there is no absurdity. Appears on the talks. These are the first few screens to be remembered for the Dark Night Passage Spirit Cloud King. To the soul. Send out 7 Latan comparisons. Separated from the flesh, he was sucked into the stone and washed in an empty column. For the room. Countless mountain flashed in the air. A terrifying aura is breathing. Almost. The soul eyes are certain. A series of fireballs smashed down on the top of the bull's waist. Hundreds of dark warp spirits were scraped down by the fireball. They pursued. Quickly twist into a ball of light. Bull head and black waist cannot. In an instant, this terrifying Mogu cloud surrounded. Vice 8,000. Vice 16,000. Vice 30,000 strings of staggering damage figures. The boss with an unloading capacity of up to 80,000 was directly killed. Lu Tu Wu Yu let out a burst of anger. Warm up the magic layer. Destroy all the light and kill everything early. The expenditure of plants and trees with their tail vitality is extremely fast. Zero fan even cold households. Kill a batch. 5-sided practice of Yang and broken number of enterprises. In an instant, it was reported twice by the law light pole. This killing power made Ling Fan eat a catty. 1 year can withstand 700 damage. That is to say, the skill of the boss release office. The damage reached a day's waste death. The bull's head and black waist will not be able to account for it. Open space again. Soon a group of companion sibling elites came out. Ling Fan smiled at the corner of his mouth. Experience on a white background. Wait, not wait. After another 3 fireball times. Once again, the dark elves collectively reported themselves. 6,000, 2,000, 12,000. A large number of companions were killed. Ground is full of equipment. And some special materials from the dungeon. U-Machine killed the elite minotaurs outside the border. Inexperience for 400. Bull's head and black waist. Is affected by close self-protection. Dry, cool body. Crash to the ground. You slashed the elite bust minotaur waist. In 3,000 experience. Your level has increased to 13. Your level has increased to 14. Yun Fan was not shocked and ecstatic. 2 episodes in a row between explosive eyes. The level is instantly upgraded to the first question pair. Hero equipped. 3 pieces at once. Yun Fan's eyes were hot. 2 pieces of armor and 1 weapon appear on boss Andy. All body battles release zero FS. Characteristic purple light blindness. It's the same as it was written in the guide. Duck knows self-destructibility. Even the player's nightmare. At the same time, it is also a non-scathed clearance. The miracle of the Wisp boss. It's just a normal 6-person squad. Want a Chief Sun effect. It takes at least 4 seconds to go on at 300 or more powerful ranges. DPS is a big release for the sake of pulling expensive. And eliminate the dark elves. It is possible to kill the boss. You become a negative capital. Golden Wedding Mate. Hand player. Appropriate or not. Adverse spirits issued a regional notice. Ling Fan smiled differently. The eyes became pre-haired. The trouble of not bitten. Most players will choose contrarian. Because it hasn't grown up yet. Was viciously killed in biting the blue. After all, there will always be madness. This point of the spiritual body. However, the trajectory we will face in the future has changed. It's not like a warning as low as 2 words will keep a dog alive. Ling Fan now wants to tell all the players in the entire God domain world. The king of the three officials will take back everything that belongs to him. The return of the king does not need to be low-key. Regional notices. Congratulations to the player Fan's Hen for becoming a single brush to clear the Genieing dungeon. The first person in the Golden Soul industry. 50 free attribute points in the calendar. 10 skill points. 5,000 points. 50 gold coins. As soon as a regional announcement came out, the whole world channel threw committed for more than 10 seconds. All players stopped farming quests, all the way to be put aside and unbelieved. Clear the Kim Young dungeon. And it's also a single brush. This is a fucking novice player who has been in the game for less than 2 days. Should it be done? Is there a secretary yet? A Ronald View. Awesome. Brother man. You've blown up. Hi. I knew it. You're super strong. If I had you. That's great. Sister. It won't be the man I fancied. Sure enough, Su Chi was enough. Actually called us not paying attention. Sing swiped gold and silver copies. Zero Fan received multiple 4 weeks in an instant. Factful of value though. Telegrams were sent one after another. Big Sister also said. CD fine. Zero Fan 10 is speechless. Scold these people. Will it compliment people? To blow up. What perversion. This is such a handsome man's him. Is there a connection? Buck. Same's playing the Black Adam. After game customers. New success in doing things. A beautiful woman with exquisite appearance. From the game used to shape. Fine to be. Forcibly remove it from the game. I'll let you take him well. Since you forced him to do this. Prison doth you bad me ambassador. Every night the woman finds zero resignation report. Very smashing on the face of the ground. Mr. Ant. This is a such thing. Go back and explain to everything. A phase of woman's strength. Usually eliminate the chapter to become the household. The address is not changed for a word. The boss behind Shinshin Studio. Multiple play. The majority shareholder of the sports club. It was he and Ling Fan at the beginning. Blocked. Arranged to become Lin Fan. Joined Shinshin Studio. Home later. Lu Shinshin continued to take deep breaths. I reviewed some interest. As a Shinyi player, he knows how difficult it is to swipe gold with a dozen hits. That's almost a non-human operation. He didn't understand. How did Lin Fan do it? But the only thing he knows for sure is, I want to make a big palm in the jade of the gods. He can't do without the trump card of Lin Fan. Open the limited edition bag and pull out a bank card. Said to decorate the 3 million. Let him reconsider going back to work. Also, I'll go there myself. Try to visit his sister in the first hospital. You've got a mission rating. The Edict of the Holy Light of Life. Silver Dragon White Rare Prison Armor. Clothes of the equipment of Acneus. Map fight patches. Ling Fan Swickland said. Fuck me out. The Edict of the Holy Light of Life. Quality. Legendary level. 50 occupations. Mage. Mana attack damage. 1,200. Second, increase the upper limit of life by 30. The only awakening skill of the suit, Life Battle Leather. Effect, by Anai Fong is inside. All have the upper limit of military health, increased by 50. The duration is 30 minutes, and the cooldown is 2 hours. Ling Fan looked at the orange font on the weapon. Tears almost flowed from the corners of his mouth. A pair of Yamei building equipment. All of them are the legendary outfits of the collection of products. The only one that has almost no attributes of the magic picture trade. It seems extraordinarily leading. Lao Tzu wants to spear off. NPC's equipment is offline. Zero Fan Heat is likely to think. It's hard for a young man not to want to walk closer. The item is the only weapon exclusive to the secondary teeth. Unusable, non-urinatable, destructive, 0. However, I still want to think too much about it. There will be no good things in the heavenly tempering line in the world of God's domain. All bows trays equipment. Only he can use it. Even if it's on the ground. No one else can reduce it. Ling Fan wanted to subtract those 3 pieces of hero equipment. Just walk over. FaceTime call tap. I thought of a woman's low shadow saint. No aesthetic sound of rent loss. Let Ling Fan hit the song and fight the trade. It's just too right. No wonder there were so many dead men in the previous life. For the Dark Knight, the Queen of the Spirit District is like that. Such a yellow voice. Who can withstand it? If it is suitable, men have to have soft legs and waists. The big legs that have always been blood white. Sell the door of the space young eye to the fried face. No leg controls can keep the ground bouncing. Then another big factory leg was sold. The spirit is made by the head of the snake. Small flames create next to air. And then another big factory leg. And then again. In Anna. Respirator's days. From assassin to stupid.
And from dull to een.
A whole 2 or 3 meters long Dutchong legs are gathered together. A giant face with a black net official. 6 broad wings. Gradually the reduction is open. Speaking of Janske Salone, the queen is really good. To sculpture without any flaws. But there was no life on his face. Joshin exuded a cold stream of death. I lost a low. A cold sweat broke out across the room. 10 phobias. Black outrace with a phobia of giants. Who wrote to kill power. Stand up or me to die. Scratching the room and saying wildly. It's no wonder that the power of the dungeon in a previous life is there. Through the Dolhara. All process details. The only thing missing is the most critical link. That's a high-definition photo of the night experience with the king. Feelings. Players who have really open hidden dungeons. All of them were annoyed. Where is Noble Queen? Is clearly a super large girl sculpture.
Queen of the Night.
Episode 15 Spirits and Creatures. HP 500,000, 500,000. Attack power, 680. Skill. Dark Drama Model Studio Skill Jean Tom. The newspaper was a win for the Queen of the Night. It has about 3 ontology combat effectiveness. Prompt text appears. Ingfun's heart is at a low point. That's 500,000 HD. It's just a matter of win first. Rail to true bit of fear. Songs at the end. At least in the mid-game. Intensity at a lot. And the newspaper in front of me seems. There's only one soul. In fact, in the realm of the gods, the Dharma Society has the opportunity to take a minute. Only master at least 10 C machine massage methods. And raise all 10 skills to more than 10 full machines. Be eligible to become a guru. In other words, this boss has 10 kinds of skills according to the system. According to the Department of Maha Masters, 20 masters. When the first class awakens the chosen class. The opposite of the class system is the light system of the MO master. The boss is about wake up. Look at the hero gear on the ground. And the dark elves, who have temporarily ceased their actions. Ling Fan could only temporarily abandon the idea of Jane's equipment. He didn't dare to bet if he would get close to the boss. Surprise at half time. After a little calculation, turn around and run. Nearly the greatest muscle. Distance yourself from the BA-legged woman. There are bosses and mobs that have a chase after them. Zero Fong blew a single breath and ran to the corner. The distance is capped at 800. It's not that the Zero party doesn't want to stretch the distance to the limit. Leaning on the current 1,600 meter limit distance. Release your output. Rather, more 800 meters. It will be seen as detachment from the negative. 10,000 set. Set to 10,000. 0x on breathing. Adjust the output direction. At the same time, be a hair submit. Thrown in the corner. First of all, the task of judging equipment was completed. Lest the newspaper kill the white wolf fox. You've got the clothes you lost in your equipment. Please send the clothes to each other.
Edgar City knows. Got it.
Ling Fan nodded helplessly. In fact, he tried to kill the newspaper alone. He also thought about it. Do you want to bring the Queen of Dark Karma over? Let the clothes be a fierce, beautiful girl in this drama. Heel leg through the Queen 4B. I'll be waiting by the side. To the power to collect residual warmth. But Ling Fan shouted several times. Nim come out stupidly. A piece of the home ring turned out to be a sentence of clothes. Just let him die. Off. Miss Fen didn't have anyone to help her dress and sell. Can you help me? Ordinary and small adventurers. It re-broken. The girl who holds the law world. Zero is powerless. And the maiden. It's just 4 more. If you don't feel it. Clothes Subreal Battle Pro can be made in order. Tons of times. Otherwise, he really wanted to go to the ground to teach the people of the fireballs to be too pressing. Distance. More than half of the King's Dark Gold 0. Start all over again. More than done are fused to 1. Creates a black attack. And then it quickly breaks out. Queen Awe, Food Book, HP, 20,000, 20,000, Attack Power, 230. Skills Mountain and Moon Strike, Dark Energy Release, and Crazy Video. Rent 12 pieces, gray armor, and hold a spear, the Queen's green tail appears. Each one has enough strength to be a pity and an actual normal boss. Unfold the transparent criticism and start searching around for the location of the odds. Zero fanning God Helper is far away, and he is regarded as a test stain, and he is afraid that he is very clear. The first priority of a single dungeon.
Always kill first in Awe.